Welcome to the Assassin's Nation podcast, where your hosts Yeti, Mrs. and Spaz discuss the world of gaming, new features and releases, unpopular opinion, and so much more. Now, let's get into today's episode.
Alrighty, welcome to another fun-filled episode of the Assassin's Nation podcast. What's happening? I'm joined with my co-host, Yeti.
It's just me!
It's just you! Today's theme...
She got lost.
In Narnia Land.
She went to water the plants and never returned.
They ate her, like the Little Shop of Horrors.
Like the Little Shop of Horrors.
Alright. Spooky ghosty episode. Conspiracy theories. Mainly, we're living in the Matrix, and our life is a simulation.
We're living in the Matrix, people. Wake up! It's a simulation.
Life is a lie. It's all a lie. So, I'm going to have you lead this one off. You know more about the simulation than I do.
Bro, conspiracy theories are my jam. I don't believe most of them, but I think they're super dope and fun to think about.
Absolutely.
Especially when you're like chilling with the dudes, right? Sometimes the girls.
These are the questions that make your brain hurt.
They make your brain hurt. And for the first conspiracy theory episode, we decided to do a big one. A big brain rotter. A big, oh shit, what have I done
big
moment.
Kahuna.
Simulation theory. As Wikipedia describes it, people, the simulation hypothesis proposes that what humans experience as the world is actually a simulated reality, such as a computer simulation in which humans themselves are constructs. We're living in a video game, peeps, and we're going to tell you how.
The graphics are mediocre at best.
They're mediocre at best. Come on, I need glasses. Get fucked.
Right.
Turn up the frames. Really, I just have a shitty-ass computer. I have, like, the last gen headset on, wherever my real body is right now.
Still running Windows 98.
So, Spaz, what do you know about the simulation theory, man? When did you hear about it?
I heard about it years ago. Just, a lot of it was just in passing, my nut family bringing up any topic underneath the sun, man. And conspiracies come up quite often, usually government related. Our presidents are aliens. World leaders are aliens. Shit like that. And simulation.
They're not aliens anymore, man.
Well,
everyone's a lizard person now. Now they're lizard people.
Oh, they're the reptilian aliens.
Lizard people from the yeah. No, not even aliens. They're from the center of the earth. They've been here the whole time. That's their planet. We're just invading.
See, I always knew it. We're the invaders.
But that's another episode for another time. That's a whole other can of worms.
That's oh yeah. You could
we could just go on and on about that one, huh?
I don't even want to think about that one.
But that's what's so fun. That's what's so fun about conspiracy theories. They just bleed and lead one from another, and everyone's got some kind of crazy story, or they know somebody who had a great story, and yeah, it's just great conversation topic. I will say, I've never, outside of watching The Matrix, until very, very recently, I never really thought about the simulation theory. The Matrix was cool. That was fun.
I think that's when I first started hearing about it, was when The Matrix came out.
Yeah.
And I watched it for the first time and then started digging, and life is a simulation.
Yeah. I think a lot of people, myself included, like, I love the Matrix trilogy. Never once for a moment was like, what if that's real, bro? What if, like, right now, my body's in a pod somewhere just getting vampires sucked on by a robot, bro?
About to get eaten by a robot?
I never actually thought that. Yeah, I never actually thought that. No, what actually has been bringing it to the forefront of my mind recently is I was listening to another podcast wherein they were talking about AI and introducing AI into The Sims. I'm sure you've heard of The Sims. I think everyone's heard of Sims.
Yep, I heard of AI in The Sims.
But could you imagine? Yeah. Could you imagine? The Sims already have a language of their own. They're already living their own little lives. Like, you got NPCs and stuff. By introducing AI, like learning on its own, what if they introduced it in a way that it wasn't aware that people are playing the game? Like, they just think that their lives are their lives. So for them, that's a real world.
Right. They're just doing their thing.
We're the god. We're watching them. We're interacting with them. We're loosely controlling characters of our own, like avatars, if you will.
There was a Family Guy episode about that.
Was there?
I think so. It was either Family Guy or The Simpsons or something like that. One of the kids was playing The Sims. I'm pretty sure.
Bro, that shit. Hearing that and like really thinking about it for the first time just really blew my fucking mind, and it's been making me think a lot. Like, just randomly, it just comes up. Like, another thing that I've noticed. Are there things in your life that you've thought a lot about growing up? Like, through the years, you've thought about it as like fiction, or like this could never happen. But then, like, enough people start thinking about it, and enough people start putting energy into it, and all of a sudden it becomes a reality. Like the COVID outbreak, right?
Yeah.
The shutdown. Or China, like, the wars that are going on right now. Like, we're about to hit World War III. It's almost as if, like, not just those things. We're going to Mars. We're sending people to the moon again. There's talk about going to other planets and stuff. They found a fucking giant squid. I know it's years ago now, but before that, it was just it was fiction.
It was mythology.
But then, yeah, enough stories and shit. And it wasn't even like they found the giant squid in the middle of the ocean. They found it in a bay. Like a fishing bay near a town. Like, just, hey, what's up, guys? I'm here.
Amongst a few other things that just kind of like washed up on shore. Dead carcasses.
Yeah. Is that a coincidence? Or is that a mod?
I think not.
Is that a DLC? Like, they dropped the cryptid DLC pack on us.
Oh yeah, these are Easter eggs.
Right? You know what I'm saying, though? Like,
absolutely.
I dug into it a little more, knowing that this episode was coming up. I didn't even think about it, but the Mandela Effect is considered part of the simulation hypothesis.
Yep, that was part of my talking point as well, as the Mandela Effect of, something as simple like the Monopoly guy wearing a monocle. We all remember it, we all know it and can distinctly picture it, but it never happened.
Shut the fuck up. What do you mean it never happened?
Or...
Like, it's not even on, like, original boxes?
No, he's never had a monocle.
Shut the fuck up. Stop. This is what I didn't hear.
Do you remember Jiffy butter? Peanut butter?
Yeah.
It never existed.
No.
Jiffy.
Okay.
Jiffy peanut butter never existed.
No, it had like a fucking blue label.
It never existed.
I don't believe you.
We all
I don't
remember
believe you
it.
at all.
We all know
I wish
it.
I was just being. I wish I was just trying to be funny. No, dude. Jiffy was a fucking peanut butter. Where the fuck are we here? Dude, you're serious about the Monopoly guy?
Yeah.
How the fuck?
That's part of the
There's no
Mandela
way,
effect.
dude. I never heard of that one. He always had a monocle.
Yeah, I
It was part
know.
of it. It was like flying off his face.
Yeah, nope, he doesn't have a monocle.
What the fuck, dude? Oh, that's fucked up.
But yeah, Jiffy peanut butter never existed. There's
That's
Jif,
another one.
but Jiffy peanut
Look,
butter.
Google already knows. Google already knows.
Yeah, no.
Like, we know what you're looking for.
People also ask, does Jiffy peanut butter exist? And the answer to it is never. Jif was never named Jiffy. Procter and Gamble bought Big Top peanut butter, retooled the recipe, and eventually rebranded it as Jif. Procter and Gamble bought Big Top and named it Jif. But Jiffy was never a thing. How's that for a mindfuck? I think I lost you. Oh, Yeti!
Okay, where'd I end? Where'd I stop?
We were talking about Jiffy, and I was reading what Google had said.
Shit. I've been talking for so long. I was talking about the Mandela effect. Do you know what the theory is behind that? Like one of the big theories?
Of the Mandela?
Yeah, like how it happened.
It was, what was his name? Nielsen Mandela, and his death.
That was the first like big example.
Yeah.
But how people think that it actually happened.
How they think he died?
No. How they think that the Mandela effect happened. Like there was a point when it happened.
Oh yeah, I have no idea.
It was CERN. So they think that, like, the big theory is the collider, CERN, the big hadron collider in Europe.
Oh yeah.
The first time they turned that bitch on, and they fucking smacked those two, atoms, whatever the fuck. I'm not a scientist, sorry kids. But the first time they knocked those two things together, it created this rift, wherein our dimension and another parallel dimension like smashed together real quick. And like if today the things that you remember are not how things actually were, then the idea is that when that fucking happened, you accidentally got stuck in the wrong dimension.
No shit.
Yeah. Isn't that fucking nuts?
That's insane.
And that's why there's so many people who remember things one way, and then, but if you like look this shit up, it actually happened another way.
Mm-hmm.
But you have people who staunchly believe one way or the other, like on both sides. It's not just like everyone believes Mandela was dead. It's like a large group of people do. A large group of us remember hearing about him dying. I remember I remember like hearing about him like getting out of prison, and I straight up looked at the person next to me and was like, I thought that dude died. And they had no idea what the fuck I was talking about. So I just thought I was wrong. I was like, wow, I guess I just suck at school. I don't know. But no, there's like a whole population that remembers him fucking dying.
Oh, yeah.
But in reality, he just went to prison.
Yeah,
That's
everybody remembers him dying in prison.
Yeah, that's what it was.
Yeah, and then his wife carried him.
It was huge news. There were wars. There were wars because he died.
Yeah.
And then one day they were just like, he just got out of prison. What do you mean? What do you mean he just got out of prison? That'd be like finding out Princess Diana was just on vacation. What do you mean? That's fucked up. I still specifically remember hearing that for the first time and just thinking that I was a fucking idiot.
Oh, yeah. There's a lot of these where it's like, well, I feel dumb as fuck.
Mm-hmm. For sure.
Like, even some of the basic ones, though, for the Mandela Effect. Like, Curious George. Did you know he never actually had a tail?
I heard that. But I remember him swinging with a tail. I thought I did.
Yeah, I remember him like swinging from the ceiling fan in the house.
No, it's his arm. He's using his arm and his feet.
Yep.
That's weird.
It's weird, but back to the simulation aspect of it, the Mandela Effect is glitches in our code.
Yeah, they're updates.
Yeah. Hot fixes.
They're fucking hot fixes, yeah. Oh shit, we can't have... Yeah, if Mandela dies, a lot of people die. We gotta... Hang on, we gotta fix this.
Nope.
And then we were all wrong.
Yeah, it's like when your favorite NPC dies, but he didn't actually die, he's just in another town.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. That's Mandela Effect. Just a glitch in the code.
So in digging into this whole simulation theory, it turns out there's like a whole community, even scientists who are like trying to prove whether or not we're actually living in a simulation. Like, it's not just a bunch of drunk guys around a campfire drinking 30 racks of beer.
Right.
Like, there's actual like people with clout trying to figure this out. But I found a list online, and reading some of these things, it kind of blew my mind a little bit. Like real scientific shit. You want to hear some of them?
I would love to, and I'm sure our listeners would love to as well.
Okay. Well, let's just go down the list here, right? So number one, they actually have the Mandela Effect as number one.
Makes sense.
Number two is missing aliens. So they blame that we think there's UFOs and aliens, and it makes sense that they would be out there, just like mathematically, right?
Right.
But they're not. Like, mathematically, if they're out there and all this other shit, like, there's a chance we could be living in Star Wars. They're fucking everywhere, right? But they're not there. And I think that's part of the simulation. The fact that we're not, like, interacting with an alien species is part of the simulation. Like, we're waiting for that DLC to come out.
that was part of a video that I had watched earlier today. They were talking about out of these millions of galaxies and shit that are out there, amongst those millions would be thousands of intelligent life planets.
Right.
Just like ours.
Yep.
And their whole reasoning of why we haven't communicated with them or seen them or heard anything is there's this threshold of technology advancing. And if the technology were to advance past that threshold, it would just implode on itself and end up in some Terminator type shit. We're not going to go outside of the planet. We're going to end up at war inside with ourselves.
Hang on a second, man. Give me just one moment, okay?
Heard that.
Sorry, there's two cats fighting outside. I just wanted to make sure one of them wasn't ours.
Heard that.
They're fucking going for it, too. Alright.
'Tis the season.
Well, what did we say? What were you saying?
I was saying...
Rudely interrupted?
Yeah, asshole. Is the reason why we're not talking with these other planets, though, is because there's a technology threshold to where if any technology were to surpass this threshold, the planet would just implode and go to war on itself because it has technology, and now everybody just wants to be a superpower. So our ideas wouldn't go outside of the planet no more. It's I'm taking over the world.
It's Crisis 3 on max graphics settings.
Yeah, pretty much.
No, everything would just implode.
Yeah.
It's Pinocchio saying my nose will grow right now.
Yeah, pretty much. It's just going to implode. The wizard is going to just commit mass genocide. I don't know. It's going to be weird. But that's why we haven't communicated with other life on other planets. Like, we're not saying they're not there. It's just we can't communicate with each other.
Right.
We want to, but we can't.
You got to purchase pay DLC, man.
Exactly. That comes in Earth 2.
$100 AAA DLC. Yeah.
Earth 2.0.
All right. Moving on.
But then...
Number 3.
Yep.
Electrons that can't make up their minds. In physics' famous double slit experiment, electrons are fired at a photosensitive screen through slits in a copper plate, usually producing an interference pattern that indicates wave-like behavior. But when the same experiment is conducted under observation, electrons behave like particles, not waves, and there's no interference pattern. Some have taken this to mean our simulation is conserving its resources and rendering certain things only when it knows we're looking at them. That's Schrodinger's cat, right?
That's what?
Schrodinger's cat.
Yeah, it's alive or dead.
Like the cat, yeah. The cat's in the box. Is it alive or dead?
Yeah.
If you look and it's alive, well, how do you know? Like, it could have been dead. You don't know.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. So with that experiment, it's weird as shit because they fired everything through it in one slit. It went just fine. It went exactly how you thought it would go. But when you put two slits to it, you would think that there would be two atoms on it. But when they hooked up
this one, yeah.
Yeah, when they hooked up the sensor to look at it, it went right back to the slits. But then when they took it away and didn't look at it, it became waves. And then when you open your eyes and look at it, it slits again.
Bro, there's a third cat on scene.
Oh shit.
There's an orange and a black one that have been squaring off. Now there's this giant gray one, like, coming up behind him.
You just have a turf war in your front yard.
It's the neighbor's yard. Dude, it's fucking crazy.
It's a turf war. But they were saying for the molecules and protons to act like that, the only way they can do it when you look at it is to travel through time. Go back in time, quickly do it. They know you're going to look at it. Boom. It's now the slits and not the waves. Like the particles are alive, man.
Yeah. They're alive. I don't know. That one makes my brain hurt because I don't really...
Yeah.
Like,
I was watching a bunch of videos this morning.
I don't really understand all this stuff. Okay.
A scientist was saying that if anybody in the room, when he was giving his lecture about it, if anybody in the room can figure it out, let me know because there's a Nobel Prize waiting for you.
Oh, shit. I think I got it. We're in a simulation.
We're in a simulation. I got it. Give me the Nobel Prize. And millions of dollars. I'll do my research on Google.
All right.
Post my findings on Wikipedia. All right, number 4.
DNA that contains a computer virus. In 2017, a multidisciplinary group of researchers at the University of Washington proved that they could embed malicious computer code into physical strands of DNA. Their aim was to show that computers working in gene sequencing were vulnerable to attack, but they may also have inadvertently revealed that what we perceive to be biological reality was in fact computer code all along. There's a bunch of these.
Yeah.
That are going on. This ties in with a theory about Nibiru. You ever heard that one?
Uh-huh. The outside
How they
planet.
came through and seeded our planet and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a whole other. Again, that's a whole other
Nibiru's.
rabbit hole we don't want to go down right now.
Oh yeah, we could talk. But
with them, it was like the love of gold. They had embedded in us the obsession with gold, and that's why humans want gold so much. Like, there's so much shit there. But anyway, They apparently discovered that DNA can and has contained computer viruses.
Yep, and we can implant computer code into just normal ass DNA, not not regular viruses or nothing, but we can code up a cure. We can code up anything.
Yeah, well, that's what.
Got lymphoma? I'll write some code.
What is that? CRISPR. That's what CRISPR technology is, essentially, right? Like decoding the genome and.
I think so, yeah.
Messing with DNA to get rid of like cancer and shit.
Right, it can make you immune to certain illnesses.
Removing the gene that causes your body to age.
Yeah, they've been messing with that one for years.
They're almost there, man.
I think it piqued curiosity when like vampires.
Real fucking long.
When vampires started hitting the scene was. I wonder if we could just stop aging.
Keanu Reeves has been around since the 1600s or some shit.
Oh yeah. So has
Pretty sure.
Fuck, what's his name? Ghost Rider.
Nicolas Cage.
Yeah.
I like that one.
There's photographic
I
proof.
like this one. Yeah, I like this one. Climate change. How convenient. Civilization is just coincidentally set on the cusp of environmental chaos, suggesting we could be an ancestor simulation created in hopes that we'd show our creators how to solve an energy crisis. This theory overlaps slightly with the aliens as simulation quitters theory above. Excuse me. If we found an innovative solution to climate crisis, extraterrestrial beings might return to crib the results. So that's where the whole Sims thing comes in.
Right.
Like you run a simulation to try to figure out
your own
a
problems.
solution to a problem. Yeah. That can be a thing, right?
Yeah, I mean, we already do that ourselves as we run simulations to build houses against hurricanes and earthquakes and shit like that. Like, how can we combat this for better infrastructure? Like, we already run those types of simulations. What's stopping somebody on the outside from writing up, well, polar caps are melting. How can we refreeze them?
Mm-hmm.
If we push the planet 500 miles to the left. Everything's just frozen.
To the left.
Everything you love is now to the left.
They got video games that look like real life.
Yep. Unreal Engine, what is it, 5? Like, you can't even tell the difference.
That's just more of like the Sims stuff.
Yeah, which is going to make Grand Theft Auto... they might just skip the M rating and go right to A. Because people are going to lose their minds.
And they got weird news. Some have proposed that recent unlikelihoods, including Donald Trump's election, Brexit, the 2017 Oscars envelope mix-up, and that year's 25-point Super Bowl comeback, could mean we're in a malfunctioning simulation, or whoever is pushing buttons is screwing with us.
That's a good one.
Yeah. Like, these things probably shouldn't be happening, but they are.
Yeah, it's some hacker getting into it. Like you thought. Nope.
Works with computer code. Seemingly not crazy, theoretical physicist James Gates claims he has identified what appears to be actual computer code embedded in the equations of string theory that describe the fundamental particles of our universe. He says he found error-correcting codes. They're what make web browsers work. So why were they in the equation I was studying about quarks and electrons and supersymmetry? Well, I heard about this not too long ago, too. Like, there's a way to break everything down scientifically, like, beyond math into computer code.
Metaphysics.
Which is also crazy.
And
magic's coming, folks. And it's really just people fucking with the computer code.
They got outside the Matrix. It's
fucking Neo dodging the bullet.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is, man. They're gonna launch. Oh my god! Hope nobody learns Fireball.
Oh shit!
We're doomed.
Oh god! I hope the dumb people don't learn it.
Oh, you know it's gonna be that drunk redneck. Mama, guess what I learned? Boom!
Fireball!
I brought songs to reality. Just out there.
Why does our universe have rules in the first place? So the fact that the universe has rules, some people think indicates that we we live in a simulation. Could you imagine if there were no rules?
The speed of light would be insane.
The speed of light. The grass doesn't like. Why would it be in the ground? Why can't it just be floating through the air?
Right.
Why does it need carbon dioxide to grow? Why does it need sunlight?
If carbon dioxide is needed for stuff to grow, why is me breathing a problem?
Could you imagine if rules didn't exist? That's crazy.
But going back a couple, finding computer code inside of mathematical equations, there was a scientist, I can't remember his name, did a lot of digging, like deep inside of atoms and molecules and shit, and down to the sub-base of it, it's computer code. He found what looks like computer code. He found sequences of ones and zeros.
Yeah. Yeah, dude. The smarter our smart people get. Like, what if it, that's what it comes down to. Like, we've been using math to explain everything all this time, and really all we needed was ones and zeros.
And it's all ones and zeros, just like writing computer, anything, binary. Our life is made up of binary.
So it looks like these last few reasons why we might be living in a simulation essentially amount to, you can't prove that we're not. So I'm not really going to go into
that. That's like you can't prove God doesn't exist.
Just a happy coincidence. Yeah, that's exactly it.
Yeah.
It makes more sense than ghosts.
Sadly, the simulation, our life is a simulation, is most popular among atheists. Because, people that believe in God, God did everything. And if you ask somebody what was there before the Big Bang, they'll give you a God answer. And if you ask a scientist, they'll give you just as confusing of an answer. Like there's no definitive things. We don't know.
We don't know. And to say that it's something just because we can't prove that it's not.
Right.
That's cool. That's lazy.
It's weird, but that's the truth. Sadly.
So what do you think, Spaz? Do we live in a simulation?
I think we do not live in a simulation. I don't believe it. It's a crazy conspiracy. It makes your brain hurt. But I don't think we are simulated. Because there are too many ifs. Like something to power what we would need to be a simulation. It would have to harness the entire power of a star. 100% of that power.
I mean, not really.
Because
if you think about it,
you've got...
yes, it's real to us, right?
Right.
It's real to us, but it's all about perspective. So,
well, yeah, but I mean, if you think about the...
guy,
but if you think of the computing
AI
power... Just the computing power. Think of running a game on top graphics on your computer and what you need to run just this game at top graphics. Now imagine...
But that's what I'm saying.
20...
It's all about perspective, right?
But now imagine 20 billion people running this same computer at max graphics.
Like it looks like amazing graphics to us, but what if the people watching us, it looks like fucking 32-bit?
I mean, you got a point.
Or like So you can run No Man's Sky on a server somewhere in fucking California and have so many players in No Man's Sky plus NPCs and you just integrate an AI, a self-aware AI that learns on its own,
Right.
and bam, you have a simulation. And it's only taking up one server.
Yeah. I mean, what if different countries are just different servers?
Yeah.
It's
That's what
nuts.
I'm saying. Like it could, and then here's the other big question: if we were in a simulation, what is it? Is it a simulation of our own making? Like, did we choose to? Are we laying in bed somewhere with fucking headgear on, playing this game, and we chose what difficulty setting to put ourselves on?
I want to go
Or
back and change
are
my
we the
difficulty
Sims?
setting.
That's what I'm fucking saying, bro.
I want easy
If
mode.
I find out, if I get done with it and I find out I did this on purpose, someone's gonna pay. What the
I'm
fuck?
gonna kick my own ass. You could pay for it in the future.
Or maybe that's where reincarnation comes from, right? So really
Right.
what you're doing is each time you play, you're building up some kind of extra in-game currency that you can only earn at the end of the game. And you have to spend that currency towards how you make your next life in the game. Your
Right.
new game plus.
And
New game plus.
All right, now my brain hurts.
Yeah. There's so much, man.
I forgot about stuff like reincarnation and shit like that.
There's so much shit, man. Like, how do you
Yeah.
explain? I don't know. Like, when you meet somebody and you just fucking know. Like, you know the person. You've never met before in your life.
Right.
But you just fucking, you can just have a conversation with them like you're old friends. Or when you connect with, like, the true love scenario where you see someone from across a room and you just you end up spending the rest of your life with them. What if
Right.
that's all part of the game? Like you and your spouse are laying in bed next to each other and you're playing the game together.
So, but then if you and your spouse are playing the game with each other and you split in the game, you just kick the other person off the bed?
I don't know, maybe when you come out of the game, like if we're playing a game like this, we're just a higher conscience being as it is. Maybe we're beyond all that shit. Like maybe this is just a result. Maybe the simulation is a result of someone cracking the code on the DNA that allows us to live forever, and we just got fucking bored.
That would
Then what
make
else can you
sense. Relive your
Well,
life.
we can live forever now. Now what? Let's just play video games.
Yeah. Relive your life, create your own avatar, and your difficulty setting is your class.
I mean, just think about, like, I know not everybody has the same experiences, but think about, like, I was born in the 80s. Like, all the shit, like, all the years, the thousands of years where things barely fucking changed. And then all of a sudden, 1900 to 2020, just fucking boom. Completely different fucking world.
Oh yeah. If you look at our technological
We went from
technological advances
cavemen to fucking, yeah. So we actually literally do have flying cars now. Just nobody can afford them.
Right. What was it? Who was it? Lexus or BMW was going to release the first flying car by 2034 or 35? Like open to the public flying
I keep up with all
car.
those prototypes, man. Yeah. You don't need a pilot's license. And they're self-driving.
Yeah. Even the self-driving cars that we have now, the Teslas, the Lincolns, the Mercedes, BMW, everything's self-driving. They're just expensive as shit.
But I'm just saying, like, we've been through all that. We went through all that shit in that short amount of time. Is that a coincidence?
See, and that's where other
Or is that
conspiracies
just the
come in
DLCs
of
ramping up?
alien technology and reverse engineering, shit like that too.
Grand Theft Auto having server updates.
Writes the cheat codes for grabbing a helicopter at the beginning.
Mm-hmm. No.
I'm not drunk enough.
No.
I should have drank more before this.
Yeah. Yeah, folks. I mean, that's simulation theory. Don't forget to like and subscribe and hit us up in the comments. Let us know what your thoughts are on simulation theory. Are you living in a simulation? Maybe you don't think simulation is real. Probably not. If you're not crazy, you probably don't think simulation is real. But it's fun to think about.
Absolutely.
Get fucked up with some friends and talk about it. Blow your own mind.
Ooh, Mandela Effect. Skechers never had a T in it.
What?
Skechers never had a T.
Oh, I don't remember Skechers having a T. We're from different dimensions!
I don't belong here.
Where'd you go?
Fruit Loops has always been spelt with 2 O's, with the cereal as the O's.
I don't believe that.
It never was spelt as fruit and then loops.
No, that's not me. Listen.
King Henry the Eight's turkey leg. Yeah, there you go. Monopoly Man and his monocle right there.
I don't believe that. Lindsay! 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 She's got her headphones on. She's not going to hear me.
Alright,
I gotta ask around about that one.
Alright, how do you remember Pikachu's tail?
Oh, he has a stripe. He has a stripe in the middle. I've seen this one. Isn't it like he doesn't have a stripe now or some shit?
He had a black tip on his tail.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he never had that. It was just the solid yellow.
Dude, people be fucking with shit.
Kit Kat never had the hyphen.
Never?
Nope. It's just Kit Kat. No hyphen.
Hmm.
Fruit of the Loom never had the cornucopia. The basket.
Are you telling me you're trying to tell me that it didn't have the cornucopia?
Yeah, No, it didn't.
Bro, I own those underwear. I owned them when I was a child.
Yep.
They definitely had the cornucopia.
I don't know. That's number 15 on this list.
Yeah, sure. That's such a random thing, too. That is who would just randomly be like, let's put a cornucopia here? I remember that.
Because
I'm lying. That's a real fucking thing.
Basket of fruit. I don't know. I'm about to Google a bunch of these images, though.
It's crazy.
Cheez-It or Cheez-Its? With a Z.
What?
Cheez-It or Cheez-Its? With the Z instead of an S. Like
I remember a Z.
CHEEZ.
I don't think they have it anymore.
ITZ.
See, I think some of this shit too, though, is like it's just so fucking old that people don't know.
Mona Lisa's smile is on here.
He never smiled. When I was a child, the Mona Lisa smile, it was a misnomer. It was a joke.
Right.
You said it in reference to somebody not smiling because Mona Lisa didn't smile, and now she has that little like smirk that was never there before.
What's the famous line from Darth Vader?
I am your father.
Yeah, Luke, I am your father.
Yeah.
He never said Luke.
No, fuck you.
He
That's
never
one of the only
said.
movies we had.
He's never
That's
said
one of the only
Luke.
movies we had.
It
Because he
goes.
did the whole fucking.
He goes, "You killed my father," and he goes, "No, I am your father." There's no Luke. I am your father. It's no, I am your father.
No.
C-3PO has a silver leg.
I remember that.
From the
It's after
knee.
he got destroyed, right?
From the knee down. He has one silver leg piece, like for his shin and his foot.
Mm. That was only in like the second or third movie, though, right?
I don't remember.
Because he gets destroyed.
Yeah, he gets dismantled, but
He gets ripped apart. Yeah.
according to this list, like he was never fully gold. He's always had that silver piece. I mean, there aren't a whole lot of shots though.
Listen, I don't know where you're finding all this shit, Spaz, but I'm calling you bullshit.
Starting to piss you off a little bit.
Fucking, like, some of these things are. There's no fucking way, man.
All right, here's one you can fact check on me on too. Is the Flintstones. So a lot of people know it as Flynn Stones, but it's Flint Stones.
Flint with a T.
Yeah. I don't know. I remember the two T's.
Yeah, the Flintstones.
Yeah. But
It's
apparently,
supposed to reference the rocks because they're cavemen.
Right.
What is it?
Apparently, a lot of people remember. A lot of people remember Flynn.
What do you mean? God damn it!
But yeah, it has two T's. But a lot of people remember just Flynn, not Flint. I remember the two T's.
That's what I remember.
And number 21. What color is chartreuse?
Is what?
The color chartreuse.
I don't know what that is.
I don't know, a color. People remember it as like a magenta pink color, but it's actually a shade of green.
Shut up. That's a weird one. You know, in ancient texts, there was never a word for blue until like the Middle Ages.
What'd they call it?
They didn't. Blue didn't exist. It was green.
Huh.
Like the closest thing they can figure is when someone was talking about blue, they were referring to a shade of green.
Huh.
Or, bigger mind fuck, what if we couldn't see the color blue until the Middle Ages?
That's messed up.
Yeah. Like, you know, you've heard of like, there's people being born now, more and more even, with more cones and rods in their eye than what humans have had for a long time. Like, they can see so many more colors than the average person.
Right.
And nobody knows. Like, the only way to know if you have those is like there's tests you can do to see if you can see the colors. But like nobody ever realized it. So all those years when someone was like, "That's pink." No, it's salmon. Like, what if they're like they're legitimately just seeing a different shade than you are? Like, humans are evolving to see more and more colors.
They're being programmed better. They're using a different coding language.
See? And I got that last gen fucking headset where I'm wearing some fucking glasses.
Right.
Bullshit.
Did you know Tom Cruise never wore sunglasses in Risky Business? In the iconic scene of him singing in nothing but a button down and socks.
What? Lindsay, you know that iconic dance where Tom Cruise is singing in like the button down in his underwear? Is he wearing sunglasses? Lindsay said he's wearing sunglasses.
No, he's not.
Apparently he never was.
Just socks and a button-up shirt.
Yep. Yeah. Yep. We just blew Lindsay's mind. That's one of her favorite scenes ever.
Yep.
All right. I think so. We're running out of time here.
Yeah, we
gotta hit Yeti Labs, and then we gotta hit your question.
Yeah, we're at 56 minutes. So what do you got for us for Yeti Labs?
And now it's time for Yeti Labs.
On the bright side, we're running out of time, and I have a very short one this week, folks. My fellow assassins, welcome to Yeti Labs, where I take time out of my busy schedule to test Game Pass games out so that you don't have to. The goal here is to save fellow busy life gamers from wasting their hard-earned free time diving into hot garbage so that they can actually enjoy themselves. I've been pretty busy lately, being summer and all, but I did manage to squeeze a game review out. This time around, I tried a derpy little game out called Unpacking, which unsurprisingly, turns out, is a simulator for unpacking shit. That's it. That's literally it. Each level, you are given a couple of boxes and a couple of rooms, and you have to shove an ungodly amount of random bullshit into holes and crevices until you are completely unpacked. Sound too easy? Don't you worry. Just to spice things up a little bit, the devs of this game have secretly decided that a couple of items should go into specific locations. Did they tell you which items? No! Is it obvious where they should go? Fuck no! Can you move on to the next level and just have a not perfect score? How about fuck you? All in all, this little ditty is a great choice if you accidentally take too many edibles and find yourself drooling and forgetting your own name. Other than that, probably give it a pass. Unpacking gets a 5 out of 10 from me. It's meh. Granted, I did have a little fun with it, and I did stay engaged because I was curious what the next level would bring, but after the first few levels, I got the gist. Join us next week, Assassins, for another review. And don't forget to stop by the Discord to catch random live streams, gaming news, and the crew just generally talking shit. And that's all I got.
Love it. I want to play Packing Simulator.
It gave me a little bit of PTSD. I've moved so much in my life that I was like, this game, I don't like it. I don't like it. And like the second level, I think I got to the third level and realized it's all the same stuff, just different rooms. Like the shit that you're unpacking, you're like growing up, so the stuff's getting older and it's adding things, but it's dumb.
I don't know.
If you don't like moving, it might be a game that you like. Like if you've never moved in your life and you want to know what it's like, maybe you'll like it.
The simulator games just in general are not my cup of tea.
No. I didn't know what I was doing. I had a couple of free moments. I was like, you know what? I haven't done a game review. Let's look at this. There's no tutorial. I'm not exaggerating either. You get to the end of the level, you unpack everything, and it just won't let you move on. And you got to figure out what you did wrong.
You got to repack everything.
Well, you can't repack it. That's another thing. There's only so many places to put shit. So now you're like moving shit around all over the place, just trying to figure out where the fuck to put the thing. You don't know which thing. I don't know. It wasn't. It was just kind of thrown together.
Well, that's dumb.
Yeah. Don't spend your time on that one.
Yeah. Don't do it. It's a trap. Play Power Wash Simulator.
Oh my god, Merrick loves that game.
Oh my god.
At one point I had it figured out so that we could play it together. One of us was on the computer while the other one was on the Xbox. He fucking loved that game.
I can't imagine Power Wash Simulator. Like I said, anytime I see simulator, I'm like, yeah, nope. It's just collecting dust in my PlayStation library right now.
I like survival sims. Sandbox survival. Oh. You got any questions for us this week, Spaz?
I do have questions. I have all the questions. And let's start out with something confusing.
And now, it's time for Spaz's padded room.
If a word is misspelled in the dictionary, will we ever know?
Oh, that's a good one. I'm going to say, no, we won't, and we'll just consider it a Mandela effect.
Yes. That's probably the best answer.
I remember that spelled this way.
I don't remember 2 L's and misspelled. Why are there 3?
Why am I still misspelling shit?
The dictionary says it's fine, but spell check says it's wrong. So who's wrong?
Do you ever depend on spell check and then it doesn't correct your shit?
Yes. A lot. Because I can't write for shit.
It's so bad. It gets me so bad. Like when I'm writing an email and it's like, it has the red line like it's spelt wrong. What the fuck do you mean it's spelt wrong? Fix it. That's your job. That's your job.
It's like
you can tell me it's spelled wrong, but you can't fix it.
It's like
what is
conscious,
it? 1995.
There's a word, and very few people have seen it written, but say it all the time.
What?
Because spell check hits me with it all the fucking time. What is it? It's something like... It's like concise or conscious or something like that.
Oh, yeah.
But spell check fucks it up. Every time.
I like how you can get into people's phones and you can change the spell correct. Different shit.
Oh, change the level of it?
No, you can change like what it'll change something to. Like you can change
do that?
The phrase "I love you" to "fuck you." Yeah, yeah. Like you can change anytime you spell love, it changes it to hate.
I might have to borrow Mrs.'s phone.
I don't know how to do it. I've seen the memes though. It's pretty funny.
I'm about to mess with so many people that I have access to phones. Alright, question number 2. If the fountain of youth can make you live forever, Can you drown in it and die?
I thought about that. You know, they always just like shove people into it in the movies.
Right.
I was like, what if they just don't come up?
Like, cause I get it, cause it's supposed to make you younger, right?
Yeah, but it doesn't make you immortal.
Right, but it's just supposed to make you younger, like the Lazarus Pit.
No, the Lazarus Pit gives
Batman.
you eternal life. The Lazarus Pit gives you eternal life.
Yeah, but he never aged. Raish never aged.
It's like a reset. But the fountain of youth is just that. It just makes you young again.
Right. So I mean, if you stayed in it for too long, would you just like go back to a fetus?
I like to think so. Ooh. You don't drown if you stay in it. You just eventually go back to being a stain on your mom's skirt.
Oh God. Why am I wet? Ew.
You go back to fighting for your place at the egg.
Oh, that'd be terrifying.
Mm-hmm.
Alright. Last question. If Cinderella's shoe fit her perfectly, then why did it fall off?
Bum, bum, bum.
The $1 million question.
That was a fairy godmother getting involved.
I don't know. I think my thing was that she didn't start freaking out until after midnight is when everything started to, fall apart and go back to how it was. So the shoes just no longer fit perfectly. That's my thought on that one.
They were glass. How was she running in them in the first place?
Well, yeah, there's that. They're glass. But why is that the only shoe that didn't also go back to its original form?
There's some fuckery afoot. Pun intended.
Like, the horses became mice again, and the carriage became a pumpkin. But no, her fucking shoe stayed a shoe. Like, there's flaws.
I didn't even think about that.
But my thought is still, it was after midnight. Everything started freaking out. So the shoe no longer fit perfectly. Which is why it fell off.
Think she caused that shit herself?
Possible. Logical.
There's nothing logical about that.
I don't know. Disney.
Cinderella. I always love Gus.
I don't remember shit from that movie, aside from the slipper.
Gus? You gotta remember Gus, man. He had all the porn.
I do not.
He was the fat mouse.
I haven't watched Cinderella since I was... I don't know. I watched it on VHS,
Gus
bro.
is the only one whose name I actually remember.
Yep, I got nothing.
Oh, shit.
Absolutely nothing. But that's all my questions. That's all I got.
Alright.
Any closing thoughts?
Does that wrap it up? Closing thoughts? Just think about the simulation, folks. And remember, you heard about this shit here when you get the next iteration of The Sims, and it has AI in it.
You're fucking with somebody's
Just remember
life.
that when you're playing an MMORPG in the future, when you're playing World of Warcraft 3.0, and the NPCs that like you go to a place to try to buy a sword, and you're met with a sign that says "out for lunch." That's an actual living being who actually thinks that they're on a lunch break.
He's just fucking hungry, man.
Yeah.
Go take a short rest. He'll be back.
When you fight townspeople in a game and they actually hold grudges.
That's me in Skyrim.
Could you imagine playing the original Fable games? You know how you go through and you like kill everyone in town?
Yep.
But then they don't respawn because they were actually sentient beings with lives.
Because you just wiped out an entire fucking town like a sociopath?
Yep.
Psychopath? Whatever. Yep.
There's amazing implications for gaming. It's going to make great things possible. But also, just remember, the better the games get, the more likely it is that we actually do live in a simulation.
Absolutely.
Peace!
Later!